Hi folks, welcome to my channel Sirisha Naga. So today we are going to explore a new area in aptitude, and we quite often find the problems on calendar problems. Like we kind of get if find the day when it is 14th September 2023, or you get the question like find the date of 14th July 1668, something like that. So when we come across these questions, especially I used to get worried and get scared in like finding the approach for these kind of problems. So let me share quickly with you few aspects in approaching these kind of problems. So we usually have some tables where we kind of mug up the values. But here, in case, if you forget those values, then how do you do it? So this video is mainly the little concept behind the calendar problems. So let's get started. Usually what you get into your mind immediately that you see the calendar word. So it is like the number of days, right? So a normal year, we all know it has 365 days, correct? So 365 days, when you divide, it is divided into 52 weeks. And there is 1 day extra left over. So when you divide 365 by 7, forgetting the number of weeks, you get 1 day extra. So this is a leftover day. Now when you go to a leap year, we know that it has 366 days. So when you divide this, you get it as 52 weeks plus 2 days. So these days are nothing but the leftover days. And these leftover days in this calendar concept are known as odd days. These are the odd days. These are the not odd and even kind of odd days. These are the extra days that are left over. So we call them as odd days hereafter. Now these odd days are really very important in finding the particular day of that particular month or year, particular month in that particular year. So what do we do here? How do we do these things? So let us say if 1st Jan is Monday, 1st Jan is Monday, then what day is Jan 31st? How do you find out this kind of problems? So you say suppose you don't have the calendar with you, you don't have time to calculate, calculating like 1st and 7th. So 7th would be a Monday, then you do that. It is a tedious process. So what do we do? Simply we divide 31 by 7. So what do you get? It is 7 4s 28. So 3 is the remainder. Am I right? So 3 is the remainder. Then what do we do? So here Monday is taken as first. So Monday will take the number 1. But we got 3 here, 3 odd days. So Tuesday is 2 and Wednesday is 3. So Jan 31st is a Wednesday. So this is where in these kind of problems, so these are the type 1 problems where you are given only the date and the month. So only that particular day is given, you have to find out the other day of that month. So then you use these kind of odd days concept here. So this is the first category of problems that we are doing in the calendar concept. Okay, now quickly let's go on to the leap year concept. So now we are doing leap years. So how do you know if a particular year is a leap year or not. And as I told you, it has 366 days. So this leap year is usually divided by 4. So this is the golden rule for finding a leap year. Say suppose if you have the year 2000. So how do you know whether it is a leap year or not? So what do? You divide it by 4. If it is divisible by 4, well and good. So 4 5s, 500. Yes, it is completely divisible by 4. So 2000 is a leap year. Now, how do you find out if 1953 is a leap year or not? So we avoid this division completely, dividing all the 4 digits. So what do? We take only the last 2 digits of that particular year and we check if we get it, if it is divisible by 4 or not. So what do? 53 by 4. Is it divisible by 4? It is not. So this is not a leap year. Okay. So this is how we calculate leap years, because this is very, very important. We are going to discuss leap years, normal years very thoroughly in the coming concept. Now, so this is done. Let's quickly move on to the century codes. Okay, let's talk about centuries now. Yes. So we are talking about a century, right? So century means we all know it is 100 years. Now what are we going to do with this century? We'll be needing the century code to find out that particular day of that date, that month and that year. Okay. So we'll definitely need the century code for that. Now what do we do with the century code? So we know that we need to find out how many leap years are there in these 100 years. So to find out the number of leap years, what do? So to find out a leap year or not, we divide it by 4. So it is 25. But this 100th year is still running. Okay. So it is the century year. When it is the century year, you have to divide it by 400. Remember, century year must be divided by 400 all the time. Okay. So what do? Is 100 divisible by 400 now? No, this is not possible. So it is not 25 here. So we reduce 1 year here and take it as 25 minus 1, 24 leap years in 100 years. So we have 24 leap years. Hope I am clear with this. Okay. So what do we have in a century? We have 24 leap years and we have 76, the remaining, of course. 100 minus 24 is 76. 76 normal years. Am I right? Okay. Now every leap year we came to know that we already know that every leap year has 2 odd days and every normal year has 1 odd day. So 24 years, each year has 2. So we are doing this as 24 into 2, which is 48. And this is 76 into 1, 76. So how many number of odd days do we have here? So it is 8, 6, 14, 8 plus 4, 12. So 124 odd days in a century. So 124 odd days in a century. This is very important. Now how do you find out? Now it is very difficult to solve with 124. So we need to reduce the number there. So what do? 124 divided by 7. Now how much do you get? So 7 ones, 7, 54. So which is like 7 sevens are 49 and 5 is the remainder. Correct? This is the remainder. So we have 5 odd days in what? In a century. Remember, this is very important while calculating the century code. So we have 5 odd days. 5 odd days in a century. Now, what we are going to do next? So in 1 to 100, we are having 5 odd days. Please don't get confused. Very easy to understand. Now I am going for the other century. Now I am going from 101 to 200. This is again 5 odd days. So 201 to 300, it is again 5 odd days. 301 to 400 is again 5 odd days. But remember, we discussed that century year is divisible by, it should be divided by 400. So 100 is not divisible by 400, so we did not take it there. Same case with 200 and 300. But 400 is divisible by 400, is it not? So what do? 400 by 400 is obviously 1. So this gets 1 odd day extra. In total 6 odd days. So 400 years has 6 odd days. 1 to 100, 5. All other 3, any or like 1 to 300, 200, 200 to 300, every century has 5 odd days. But only this century, 300 to 400, 301 to 400 has 6 odd days. Let's go to the next step. Yes, so we came to know that in 1 to 100, in 1 century, you always have 5 odd days in 1 century. Okay, now on that basis, let's go calculating with 1 to 100 years has 5 odd days. This odd days concept is really gonna help us when we are going to do the formula. And now I am taking 1 to 200 years. Remember, last time I have taken 1 to 100, 101 to 200. But here we are going from the beginning. So it is 1 to 100 plus again 101 plus 200. Am I right? So this is 1 to 100 plus 101 to 200 years. So what do I get here? How many odd days? 5 plus 5, 10 odd days. But this 10 odd days is again more than 7. So what do? We reduce the number again. We reduce the number again by dividing it with 7. And for odd days, what are we doing? We are dividing with 7 and taking only the remainder of this. So what would be the remainder? It is 3. So it has 3 odd days. Now similarly, 1 to 300 years. This marker is not visible. Let me get another marker. Yes, so we are doing the century code. So 1 to 300 years is again 5 plus 5 plus 5, which gives us 15. We are again dividing it by 7. So what is the remainder? 1. 1 is the remainder. Okay, so that is 1 odd day. Now we are going to 1 to 400 years. So 1 to 400 years, it is 5. 1 to 100 is 5. 200 it is 5. 300 it is 5. But 400 years, we have seen that it is 5 plus 1, that is 6. So what do we get? 15 plus 6, 21 by 7, which is completely divisible by 0. So it is 0. So it has 0 odd days. Am I right? Therefore, we can derive from this that every 400 years, the calendar restarts. It restarts after every 400 years. So after every 4 centuries, the calendar restarts because we are getting 0 odd days. So this is what we derive. Okay, now let us find out the century code. So how do we do the century code? Say suppose you are having, so it is the same concept that what we have done so far. Let us find out the century code for say 1500. Now century code, for finding it out, you have to divide, remember, by 400. So for odd days you are doing 7, for leap year you are doing for 4, for century code you are doing it for dividing by 400. So what do you get if you divide by 400 for 1500? So 4 3s 1200, and what is the remainder? 300 is the remainder. Am I right? So 300 is the remainder. Now for 300 years, what is the code? It is 1 odd day. 1 odd day. So 1 is the code for 1500 years. Let me write it here. So 1500, it is 1. Right? Let us go for 1600. We know it is completely divisible by 4. So it is 0. So the code is 0. Now let us go for 1700. So 4 4s are 16. 100 is left out for 1700. Am I right? So what do you get? For every 100 is the remainder, and for 100 years it is 5. So 1700, the code is 5. Am I right? Yes. Now next one, let us go for 1800. Similar again. So what is the remainder? 4 4s 16. So 200 is the remainder. For 200 years, what is the code? It is 3. So 1800, the code is 3. 1900. So this centuries, they count for 16, not 1 to 1700. It is 5. Whereas 15, not 1 to 1600, it is 0. So it goes like that. Okay. So 1900 by 4, what is the remainder? 300 is the remainder, and 300 remainder we have already here. It is 1. So 1900 code is 1. Now 2000 by 400, it is completely divisible by 400. So the code is directly 0. Right? So this is how you find out the century code. The century code. Okay. Let's move on to the next topic in this concept. Okay. So let's move on to the next code in the formula. It is the month code. So how did we get this month code? We have already seen in the part 1 in the formula that we have tables, and we are directly doing problems from those values. So how did we get those values is the concept behind it. So let's quickly go with the month codes. So first let us write down the month names. Yes, so we'll write down the month names first. Feb, Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we are done with the 12 months. So now Jan has 31 days. Feb has 29 days. March has 30 days. April 30. And what about May? We have 31. And June we have 30. July 31. August 30. August is 31, I guess. Yeah. August is, sorry for that. August is 31 again, and September is 30, October 31, November 30, and December 31 days. So now we are writing the code. Yes, so for Jan, before Jan, how many days were there? 0. Okay, so 0 days were there. Before February, how many days were there? 31. Now, before March, how many days were there? So, it is 31 plus 29. How much is it? Now, we are not taking a leap year, sorry. So, it is 28. So, how many days do we have? 59. And so, 59 plus 30. Am I right? It is no 31, I guess. No, April has, March has 30, March 59, March is 31 days. So before April it is 90, and next we have 120. So we are adding again. So it is 151, 181. 181 is 182, and we get it as 212. 212, and next we are going to get 243, and we are going to get this as 273, this as 304. Next we are going to get this as 334, right? So this is how we get the total number of days. Now what do we do here? We are going to divide them. We are going to find out odd days. So odd days, 0 is always a 0, we know. So 31 by 7, how many odd days do we get? We get 3. So next, similarly, 59 by 7, how many odd days do we get? What is the remainder? It is 3 again. Now 90 by 7, let me do it here only. 90 by 7, how much do you get? So remainder is 6. So for 120, what is the remainder? It is 1. 151, what is the remainder? 4. 181 remainder? 6. Next, 2. And for 243, we get remainder 5. And 273, it is 0, perfectly divisible by 7. And next, 3. Next, we have 5. So these are, let me write this also here. So this is the month code. These are the month codes. So for January, the code is 0. February, the code is 3. March, it is 3. April 6. May 1. June 4. July 6. August 2. September 5. October 0. November 3. December 5. So these are the codes. Now this is for a normal year. Now what happens to the leap year? What happens to the leap year? Leap year, we get here, instead of 28, we are having 29 days. But for January, is there any impact? There is no impact. So it remains the same. And for Feb also, we are calculating for the previous days. So it is for 31 days only. So it also doesn't change. Now for March, there is one extra day. So when you are adding this extra day for leap year, what happens? All the months get one extra. So 1 day bonus. So 1 odd day extra. So 3 plus 1, 4. 6 plus 1, 7. Again 7 by 7, it is 0 remainder. So 0. So 1 extra, 2, 4, 5, 6 is again 0. 2, 3, 5, 6, 0, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the codes for the leap years. Month codes for the month codes in a leap year. So this is how we do this. Now let's quickly move on to the day code. Yes, day codes. So we'll start with Monday. Monday is taken as 1, Tuesday is 2, Wednesday 3, Thursday 4, Friday 5, Saturday 6, Sunday it is actually 7, but 7 by 7 is again 0 remainder, so 0. So these are the codes for all the 7 days. Monday 1, Tuesday 2, Wednesday 3, Thursday 4, Friday 5, Saturday 6, Sunday 0. So these are the codes. Now let's quickly go on to the formula quickly, because we have already seen that in the part 1. So let me go through it quickly. Yes, so the formula for calculating, as we all know from part 1, it is nothing but the number of days, that is the date given to us in the question, plus month code plus century code plus the number of completed years, number of years completed after the century. Number of years completed after the century. Remember, after the century. So that particular year doesn't count. So if it is 1986, the number of years completed would be 86 is the running year. So it is completed years only. So we would take 85. And number of leap years completed after the century. So what do we take here? Number of leap years. And for this, what do we do? Here we take only the quotient in the division when we are doing it by 4. When we divide it by 4. And this entire thing divided by 7. So this entire thing divided by 7 will give us the day. Clear? Let us quickly do one problem and close for the day. And remember, if you like the video, please don't forget to like, share and to. Yes, so let's take which day should we take? Usually in all the videos they take 15th August. So this time let's find the day of 26th January 1950. So the Republic Day. Okay, let's take this. So now 26, the number of days is 26. Month code. What is the month code for January? What do we have for January? Do you remember the table? For January it is 0. And what is the century code? For 1900 it is 1. And number of completed years, it is 50 here. So it is 50th year running. So it is 49. And number of leap years. Number of leap years, what do we do? So we take 50 by 4. How much do we get? So 4 times 4 11s, 4 12s. So 12. 12 is the quotient we get. So 12. Now time to substitute. 26 plus 0 plus 1 plus 49 plus 12 divided by 7. So 49 plus 1 is 50. 50 plus 38, 88. Let's check. So it is 50, 62, 62. Yes, it is 88 by 7. Now what do we get? So we divide it by 7. So 7, 1, 7, 2, so 12. 7 12 is of course 84. So 4 is the remainder. Right? 4 is the remainder. Am I right? Let's check again. 7 2s 14, 84. Correct, of course. 12 sevens is 84. 84 and 4 of course. Yeah, we are clear. So it is 4. Now for 4, what is the code? It is a Thursday. So 26 Jan 1950 is a Thursday. So this is how we solve. So these are the second type of problems that we solve.